So today we are here to talk about the Jeffree Star Cremated palette. So thank you for joining me. Today we're going to see how I did this look that I have on right now. Don't mind my crazy ponytail. Honestly, I just woke up a little while ago. But this is the look we're going for today. So if you want to see, keep watching. I bought it. It came out at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, East Coast time in New York. I don't remember the date, but I bought it at 1:01. I was on top of it. I had an alarm set. I was so ready to buy this palette. I've never had a Jeffree Star palette before. I really just recently started doing my makeup more often. And I've wanted one of his palettes, and then he released this one, and it just ended up being the perfect time and the perfect palette for me to get as my first one. So as pretty much everybody on the internet knows, this is a gothic style grayscale palette. I did try it out already, I'm not gonna lie to you. I love this marble box. It's really pretty. I actually put the box on my makeup shelf just to kind of display it. I'm not going to get rid of it. I don't have the heart to get rid of it. But when you take it out of the box, there's this beautiful photo of Jeffree Star, which is actually the makeup was done by Lipstick Nick, and she's awesome. I adore her. I adore Jeffree Star. But I'm of course going to give, my unbiased opinion. I'm not going to just let the fact that I adore Jeffree Star and have since middle school affect that. So I would say I obviously already did my base. I used my Magic Star Jeffree Star Cosmetics concealer in C4. I used my Fit Me foundation and my MAC brow pencil. I used my Maybelline Tattoo Studio brow gel, as well as my NYX bronzer. So my eyelids are primed with my She Makeup eyelid primer. Got it off Amazon for like $2. Super cheap, but it works. It makes them a little bit tacky, so it holds the shadow better. Super cheap, and super cheap works for me. This is the palette. There's, of course, always a nice mirror on it. And then these are all the colors. And as you can see, I have dipped into them a little bit. Now, today I think I'm going to do something a little bit darker. I think I'm going to do kind of a darker smoky eye. So the first color I'm going to use as a base is going to be Life Insurance right here. And I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have the gray base up at the top corners and the inner corners of my eye, all the way around my brow bone. The next color I'm going to do is, I think, let's see. So I started with this one. I think I'm going to go in with this one up here, which is called Wednesday, which my last name is Adams, and we almost named our daughter Wednesday. Alright, so I'm going to go in with Wednesday, and I'm going to do the inner corners right here. And up in the brow bone, like not quite to the brow bone, but up in the crease. And what I'm really planning on doing is just fading from gray, light gray, to a darker, and then on my eyelid there will be a much more extreme black with some glitter. I will say that these colors blend very well together. They blend beautifully. I like that there are different shades of gray. So where you think there's only gonna be so much gray, really, in reality, there's grays that are like a little bit bluish, and there's grays that are more neutral toned, and it's really a beautiful assortment of colors. Like, I've never seen this many different grays before. I think that at least the color choices really shined in this palette. I think it went really well and really pushed the envelope of what you'd expect versus what you actually get. I did just hit my inner corners in here and lighten them up a little bit using Casket Ready, which is this one right here. It's kind of like a very soft brownish gray almost, but it with this bluer grays, it really brought out the blue in the other grays. It looks really beautiful. And I did bring it all the way down in here just to kind of like angle it down and really brighten the inner corners. So the next color I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start from the bottom of my lid here and work my way up with this color. It's called Hearse, and it is the darkest color in the palette. But I'm going to use a very small brush for that, just to make sure that I don't overdo it and push it up too far. So I'm going to use this little packing brush, wet it, and slowly bring it up higher and higher. So I brought the black all the way up and kind of winged it out a little bit. It's definitely a lot darker than any smoky eye I've ever done. I've not really done a dramatic smoky eye like this before, but I am liking the way it's coming out. Now, if you notice, I did take my concealer off my under eyes. There was a lot of fallout. I just had to wipe it off. So I'm going to start fresh and do my concealer post eyeshadow, at least for my under eyes. I did leave the rest of my face on. Now, the next color I'm going to go in with is going to be, it's called Angel of Death, and it is this beautiful, very sparkly color here. And that's going to be for the outer, and now for the inner, I'm going to use Pallbearer, which is a kind of lighter of the same thing. So I'm going to kind of fade the Pallbearer in from the inner corner out into the Angel of Death. I love the names of these shadows. I really like the way they blend together. It's just been hard to do the eyeshadow after I'd already done my full face. But, you know, lesson learned. Now, every time I use this shadow palette, I'll know not to do that. So let me just clean this brush a little bit. Now, I do want to let you guys know I am officially an affiliate of a company called Mellow Cosmetics. I haven't posted any videos yet because, unfortunately, when they invited me to be an affiliate and they reached out to me on Instagram, we just moved into a much bigger house. So I really couldn't afford to buy a bunch of this new company's cosmetics to test them out. I did buy their brow pomade, and I do have plans to buy a lot of their other products before I really decide if I'm going to post too much. I am going to include their link below in the description of this video, just so if you guys want to check them out. I've looked at their products, and their makeup looks really good. I'm excited to try them. I'm excited to promote for them if they turn out to be good products, and if they don't, then I won't. You know, I will cut that tie. But I'm really excited for my first brand affiliate position. I don't know what to call that. Now, I'm really curious to see how these sparkly colors in here translate on my eyes, to see if it really looks the way it does in the palette. So let's find out. And I'm just going to pack it in there. And honestly, this sparkle is even darker than on the palette. Even darker than the darkest matte black that's on the palette. And it definitely sparkles. It looks pretty. I really like the shimmer to it. Now let me do this eye. This looks beautiful. The camera just doesn't do it justice sometimes. It looks super intense right now. I'm gonna blend it all out and calm it down a little bit. So don't judge me too harshly yet. We are nowhere near finished. I am going to try out Pallbearer in the front lids, and we'll see how that looks. I went a little wild. So I did do the Pallbearer on my inner corner, but I also went on my under eye with this shade Death Certificate, and then I also went over it with Gravedigger. And I also used Life Insurance right here, which was our initial top base. I used Life Insurance as the transition shade between the Casket Ready and the Gravedigger over here. So I think that this is as smoked out as I'm gonna get. I really like the way it came out. I will be right back with eyeliner on my waterline and mascara. So this is my finished look. I think it came out beautifully. So let me talk about this palette a little bit more and what I think about it. I think that first and foremost, the component is beautiful. I love that Jeffree put his own face on here. I think that he is an inspiration. I love Jeffree Star. I watch his videos every morning. I wake up, first thing I do is watch Jeffree Star video. I don't know why, I just find him fascinating. I love that he's a stoner like me. I would love to one day move to California and be his personal chef, make him cannabis infusions. I think that would be the coolest job ever. So don't mind my personal obsession with him, but regardless of that, I think the component is beautiful. It's slick, it's got a little bit of weight to it, but it's not so bulky that I can't bring it somewhere with me if I wanted to. I really love the marble packaging. I think it's beautiful and sleek and perfect. You know, the focus is this. So as far as the color selection, I really love that he was able to create variety in something as simple as gray and black and white. You know, I think that he did a beautiful job at giving such a simple idea so much variety. The shadows blend really well. A few of them have some serious fallout. Of course, the mattes have more of a fallout, but they blend really well. The pigment is beautiful, of course. I've noticed that Diamond Ashes is extremely soft. I put some right on the inner corners at the last minute after I did my mascara, and it's so soft to the touch. I mean, I almost demolished it. But overall, I would say that this palette was, mind you, it was what, $58 before, I think it's $52 or $58 before shipping. After shipping and handling, I paid $78 for this palette. That is a good chunk of change for somebody like myself who lives paycheck to paycheck and nobody's sending me PR kits. I am not there at this point, so I buy all of my products myself. And that comes out of my bill money and out of my credit card and things that I probably shouldn't be spending $78 on a palette. But, and you know, while I can't afford to buy everything of his, which I wish that I could, I do buy key things that I come across of his that I just have to have. I would really like to one day own a lot more of his collection, but for right now, I am grateful that I have a mirror and some concealer and some lipstick and one of his beautiful palettes. I would definitely say this palette is worth the money. I have created 2 looks with it now, a much softer one and then this darker smoked out look, and I am in love with it. I like it for every day, and I like it for very glamorous stuff like this. I think it's beautiful, it's very easy to work with, very blendable. Thanks for watching my video, guys. Click subscribe below and click that little bell icon to get notifications for my videos. If you guys bought this palette, I hope that you love it as much as I do. I will definitely be using this on a consistent basis from here on out. I'm so glad that I spent the money on it. So, love you, lemons.